Okay. So compared to when Mike logged in, you can see that I've actually got some courses and organizations built into my site. It looks very similar to our current system. You'll notice that the look of Blackboard is streamlined a little bit. It's just everything looks a little smoother, a little cleaner. But other than that, most of the options have remained the same. So I will go into my training course here, and you will see the default course menu is this very dark gray with white text, and that is the default because of accessibility. High contrast helps people see links and be able to really read what's on the screen. Sometimes with those course themes in the past, there was not a lot of contrast, or people with red-green color blindness would not be able to see some of the colors that we chose, or any other sort of color blindness. We would have issues where students couldn't actually see the content that you're sharing in your course. So Blackboard has made a more accessible design with SaaS. So that's why those course themes are no longer there. So if you look up at the top of your page, you'll notice that the little color wheel is gone. So we don't have those options right at the top of our page anymore. So as Mike was saying, we do have some options. You can change the color of this. You have freedom there when you choose the color, but we're going to recommend that you still remain with a high contrast, whether that's dark background light text or light background dark text. Just keeping in mind people that may be afraid to come forward and say, hey, I can't actually see what you've got on there, or they just might struggle through it, never saying anything. So the way you would do that, if you want to get rid of this dark black background, is going to your customization menu and your teaching style. So in the past, this is also where you would go to choose those course themes, but they're gone now. So you can still go in and choose your teaching style if you want to rearrange your course menu structure. That's what this top part is. But if you scroll down, you're going to select your course entry point. So what is your home page for your course? We always recommend that announcements be your home page. So if you have an announcements link in your course menu, you can change it to that. And then down here is where you're choosing those colors. So you would choose the background color first, and then you could choose a really horrible color like this yellow if you wanted to, and have a white background. It'll show you a preview of what that's going to look like for your students. I don't want to look at that. It hurts my eyes. But you can go in here and change it to more of like a maroon color if you want to go with like Missouri State theme. That's fine too. But those are really our only options here. And you do still have banners, so you can still add a course banner to your announcements page, and there's a couple other pages it appears on. It is a different sizing than our previous Blackboard, so the banner that you have currently might not fit correctly, so you might want to size it down a little bit. Part of SaaS is that it has an accessible design, which means it will scale down depending on the device your student is accessing Blackboard from. That way the content is more readable, no matter if they're accessing it from a laptop, a tablet, a cell phone, or even a desktop computer. Everything should look pretty uniform. So those images, they're going to move based on what device your students are looking at. Are there any questions about the teaching style or any of that?
What was the size on that banner?
Oh, 480 by 80.
I work for a consortium, and one of the institutions went to SaaS last year. And when I do a course copy, I can get the buttons because they want the buttons and they want the color, the school color. And I can do that with the course copy. But when I try to, when you click on buttons here, you can't get it. Is that permanent?
Yes.
If I did a course copy here, it would still be text, right?
Mike, would it allow buttons if it was from a copy?
I think it would discard the buttons and just turn it into text. That's goes against what Blackboard recommends in the practice. To do that, you have to jump through some things to be able to do that. It's not.
So yeah, if you copied in from a course that had a theme or buttons in the course menu, they're not going to remain in SaaS. It would just override them with the default menu, or it might try to approximate closest to what you had, so you might need to adjust your colors if it tries to give you one of those course themed colors or something. Alright, so I'm gonna go to my announcements page. So, actually, contact info. Contact info is my home page. That's where my banner appears. You can tell it is smaller. The image is scaled down. My picture has always been this way, so this is not a SaaS thing. It does look weird. So. I'm too lazy to fix it, so you can view a squished Aubrey. That way, you know you're talking to me. The rest of this, everything from adding content to making changes in an actual content area, is the same. You're still going to have all of those same options. The only thing that's different is these icons. They're not as, we'll say, 90s looking as they used to be. They've tried to make them a little more uniform. They're more basic than in the past. So when you're looking at these, you're not going to see those familiar icons that tell you what the type of content is. So really, we're just relearning what the icons mean. But we've still got drag and drop, you can do all of that. So everything that you're familiar with should still be here in Blackboard.
I think you used to be able to get rid of the icon.
Yes, you can still do that.
Can you still get rid of
Yeah, it's in teaching style as well. You can do text only. Yeah, so if you just don't like those, you can get rid of them. Everything from assignments and assessments, all of those things, still good. One of the new things, though, with SaaS is mobile compatible test. So if you know you have a lot of students that are taking their exams on mobile devices, you can actually create a mobile compatible test. Because in the past, we have not recommended that your students take their exams from a smartphone or even a tablet, just because Blackboard didn't play nicely with those devices. Now it does. So if you want to create a mobile compatible test, you have that option. One thing we recently changed was,
Can you share your screen with them at West Plains or not?
I cannot. Not currently, anyway. Maybe if I thought of that to begin with. One of the different things, and the features that I am most in love with is this lock sign up here. It is now very easy to make your course available or unavailable. So you just click the lock button. Yeah. So there's no more searching for that menu that you can't quite remember the name of anymore. You just click the lock button. My default now is unavailable.
No, we've changed it back to when you make a course request and the shell is created, it's unavailable.
So when we first started this, when we would put courses in SaaS, they were by default made available. We've changed that back, so now they're unavailable until you're ready again.
And I did go through and make all the courses that we had created, I made them unavailable also.
Okay. Looking at this, does anyone have questions about what's going on here or anything that they would like to see in SaaS?
Is that mobile compatible test, does that look different to those who aren't on a mobile device?
A little bit, yeah. So when you go in here and you give it a test title, whatever. So you'll notice that the test canvas looks different, and you don't have as many options as you do on a regular test because cell phone software is not as compatible with some of those test options. Like the style response is there. You've still got all of the usuals, multiple choice, short answer, true, false. There's no essay, anything like that. So it's mostly the same, but not quite.
Does it have to be created in now? You can't take an old test and then make it cell phone accessible. You have to create it in there.
I believe so. I don't think there's a convert button.
Does the Blackboard app for the smartphone work with the SaaS version, or do they have to rewrite it, or
No, it is absolutely good to go.
same one?
They have new apps, so some of you might still be using the older versions of those applications, and they don't work well anymore or at all, I don't think. So now, it used to be BB Student, I think, now it's just Blackboard. That's the name that they're gonna search for, is just Blackboard. It's a blue background with a yellow pencil, it's the icon that they're looking for. And then you all now have a BB Instructor, a Blackboard Instructor application that you can use, so that you can have full access to your courses from the Blackboard Instructor application. If you log into the Blackboard Student, it's just gonna tell you that you're not a student in any courses. Yeah, so you're like, well, that's not helpful, and you couldn't make any changes or anything like that.
How about maybe grader?
I think it was replaced with Instructor.
Which doesn't let you grade.
It's coming, they're having updates. They have let us know that they're updating their applications.
Now, if I have quizzes, not the mobile quizzes, but I have quizzes in my courses now, will those migrate? Because I just have a new textbook and I had to go through and redo all of those. I don't want to do them again.
Yeah, so if it's like from this semester, yeah, when we archive the course, everything will be.
How about test with respondents locked down browsers?
Respondus still is here.
Everything's the same.
Mhm. Yep. So you'll just have to maybe turn it on again, but other than that, it's there. Yeah.
Are there any changes to the way gradebook looks or functions?
Yes. So gradebook does look different. Not in a bad way. It just looks different. It's still the same. It's still the same functionality. I'll hide my color coding. So the boxes are bigger, the columns are wider. It's just different. So same functionality, just different. You can now send emails from here to specific students about missing assignments and things like that. But all of your other stuff is still here. I was just clicking on the drop-down arrow on a
You
column.
say you can send. You are able to send before, so what's new?
Send reminder is a new feature. So it just sends students who have not completed that.
What did you click on?
I just clicked on the drop-down arrow on
On the assignment.
oh, the column.
So basically, if they don't have it in there, we'll just do reminders.
Yep.
Send it to everybody.
No, yeah. Did you say you cannot send email? Or you can? Yeah, you still can. It's just this new reminder. It's a new feature. Any other?
Reports, are reports the same?
Yes.
Is that automatic?
Which one? No, you can just go in and click the button to send a reminder. Is that your question?
Is that you post it, or you have to type it?
So,
Because it might say reminder, but they don't know what I might be.
yeah. So it's saying, are you sure you want to send a reminder email to 6 students who do not have a grade or submission? I only have 6 students in my class. They're all fake, and none of them completed this, so that's why it's sending to all 6. But when I send, if I click OK, it's just sending them a reminder. It's going to say, reminder, you have not completed whatever the name of your thing is. Yeah.
Audrey, does that assume you set up the assignment with a calendar and a due date, or it just sends it to anybody that has nothing in that box?
Yes. So, I mean, the due date function, when you set a due date, Blackboard does send reminders occasionally through the notifications and stuff. This is a physical, hey, you really haven't done
Gotcha.
this, so I am
It's in
sending
addition to
you
that.
a reminder, yes.
That's a smart word.
So what?
That's cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Can you show me the assignments button? Does it look any different when, for students?
When you create one or when
When
you,
you're creating some assignments?
so pretty similar.
You can still add all the videos and mashups and all.
Yep, our mashups are still there. Later this year, we're supposed to be getting a replacement for Video Everywhere. Don't know if you guys remember that feature. It was pretty cool. So they're coming out with a replacement for that, so we can actually record in Blackboard again. So you don't have to go outside and do some of those. we've got lots of cool features coming our way. Not all of them are here yet, but lots of them are. So there's fun stuff going on in Blackboard SaaS, but they did not get rid of any essential features or functions or anything like that. Anything else you guys wanted to take a look at?
Building categories, the change was very fast here. Finding long block.
Building the categories. So no, you'll still go into your grade center and manage them, and then just create, and then you do have to assign them to specific columns in your grade center. So,
Any changes to discussion board?
so everything looks almost exactly the same. It's just that streamlined look and feel of the new Blackboard theme.
It looks much, much nicer in a mobile environment.
Yes, a
Much
lot of
more
this
functional.
will look better on their other devices. So in the past, when they would use Blackboard from their cell phone or their tablet, things did not work well, it didn't look right, they couldn't see half the page, things like that. So it will be a better experience for your students when they're using those other devices.
And you still connect them through tools?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And is, voice threading compatible?
I have no idea what that is. Just, I don't know. So if it was in the old one, it probably still is. Yep.
So my question's about grading in Blackboard. And over the past year, we went from Dropbox to Box, and Box has less functionality. Will there be more features added to Box?
I
Or a
assume-
different thing?
I assume they will be. Box bought Crocodile. So Crocodile is dead. It's not coming back. They killed it. Box is its own cloud storage system. So if you've never heard of that, that's why they purchased it. So they're trying to integrate with more applications and features. Mike has a comment.
And everybody across the world has the same problem.
Yeah.
Same opinion with that.
No one likes it.
And nobody likes it. Everybody is upset. The rumor is that Blackboard is actually hearing that and they're starting to work on their own devices so they don't depend on somebody else, third party. to do that. But I haven't heard of a time frame on that might happen.
Yeah, so Blackboard will work on their own products when they realize that their third-party inclusions are not working well.
Is there a way, if I can't grade at home when my students submit papers, I can quizzes, because I have to buy Box, I have a link, Box just shows Box, and then it says to leave this page, and I have to buy it for, I think it's like $13.95, which I refuse to do. So then I have to drive into campus to grade. Now, I have a Mac, so maybe that's it, but I cannot open Box on my
You shouldn't have to
computer.
do that.
Yeah, you shouldn't
Yeah.
have to do that. That's not,
Great.
something's not right there. Because I have a Mac in my office and it works just fine. And
So how
I
can I
like Box, it's working better.
get that to work?
there are some features that are a lot smoother than Crocodile. But yeah, yours, we might have to look at your account.
It depends on your file type, I think, to
Yeah.
a large degree. Like my students are sending me panic emails that my Excel document doesn't look right.
Yeah. So some of them don't render the same way that they would have in Crocodile, or they're just not rendering at all, so you do have to download them. So Blackboard is aware of the problems that people are having with phones.
Talking about issues with compatibility with Macs, will our students be able to submit in different formats? You know, like sometimes I get things in, pages or RT, and I can't read them on my, yeah. So, and then format, just as a format doesn't come through, is that gonna be any better?
No, because it's still through Box, so,
So,
yep, it'll be the same. You can use a Mac, just don't use Pages or whatever their other programs are.
Pages or numbers.
Yeah, or what's the other, Slides or Keynote or something like that. Yeah, so any of the Mac programs are the problem. It's just that nobody uses those, and so they haven't made them compatible.
If you're in Pages, you can always export as a Word document.
Yes, but lots of students will not.
But I don't grade them anyway.
we do.
Any other questions about how this is working?
Can students create their own journal space, or is that still a faculty only?
It's still you creating it and allowing them to work in that space. some of the things that weren't working when we first turned this on were Collaborate, but that's good to go now. Yes, Mike? Yep. Collaborate's working again. Achievements, I've discovered if you uploaded your own badge images, they may not come over correctly. Some of mine didn't for whatever reason. Some of them did, some of them didn't. So you might have to re-put those images into your content collection, but the rest of it should be working fine. So there are going to be little things here and there, just maybe a file was in a place we didn't realize it was, and so it doesn't come over correctly. So there might be some things that you need to fix in your courses, but we just recommend looking at them once you see them migrated, making sure that everything still works and looks the way that you wanted it to work and look. Has anyone gone in and seen their courses or any?
I may have missed this, I apologize. What exact date students when they click for summer have the courses available to new houses?
Mike, do we have an exact date for when that transition is going to happen?
I don't have an exact date yet because as odd as it is, different people in the spring semester at different dates. So we haven't determined exactly what the best date is.
We're also
But-
waiting on China, correct?
I don't remember what the time. Because their semester runs a lot longer, so.
The West Plains sections run through June.
Their session ends June 20th. So that's kind of why we haven't determined the exact date. We want to make sure that their students aren't impacted, since their students aren't impacted. That is something that will come out.
So we're trying to find the sweet spot, the perfect day to just.
So safely, we should tell our students the course will be available the first day of the summer term.
For sure.
Summer intersession or summer. I mean, because you always have those.
No matter which time we actually put the redirect in place, on both systems, we'll have a button that basically is looking for your summer 18 course. You know, if you're on the, we haven't made the switch yet, it'll be, your summer 18 course is here, and it'll take you to SaaS. Likewise, if somehow they go to SaaS, and we made the change, but they still need the old one, they go to SaaS, and it's like looking for your spring 18 course, it'll take them back.
Okay,
to
so
SaaS.
it's gonna redirect them to something first.
There's going to be buttons to let them know which one they need to go.
Okay.
Plenty of buttons, yes. So right now, we actually really haven't made this available to anyone except faculty. So it's possible that a student could get the link from somewhere and get in there. But if your courses are not available, you don't have to worry about them accessing either. So technically, they could log in right now, right, Mike?
Yes.
Yeah. So it'll work. They just don't have the button to get them there right now. Any other questions about any of this stuff?
It just doesn't really seem exact.
It's really not. Yeah.
That is the right statement.
Yes. On the back end, for all of the people working on that stuff, it's pretty different and it's better. But the goal with SaaS is to make the experience as similar and seamless for the users as possible. So even if we don't want our students to come back from break and be confused about Blackboard, like it should look similar. Yeah, there's lots of people that are kind of sad about the theme, and they were fun, but just trying to make sure that everybody has access to all of our content, and we're not putting obstacles in their way that don't need to be there, is the goal with these accessible themes.
The mobile really does make it work. Being able to see all the different screen sizes is a lot more impressive.
Yeah, mobile's really great. If you've just avoided Blackboard mobile sites in the past because you know they were bad, take a look at it on SaaS. It's really,
I just did, and it's amazing.
yeah. They've made some really great improvements to the platform on that side of things. I did want to show you the LMS resources for faculty is still there. So your community where you would access Blackboard training and all that information is already been moved over to SaaS. I might have to change a few things here and there, but for the most part, it's good to go. All of the links and everything are active. You'll get to all of the stuff on here. So, Probably not your virtual office hours just yet. You'll still want to use our current system for that. But the rest of it, everything's good. So if you need info, LMS Resources is here, and the dojo will be there soon. So our black belt platform will be there soon. It's technically there now, but you're not in it. So, or are they?
I don't,
I
I
don't
think I did the archive, but I didn't do the import. Or, I don't.
I have 2 dojos for whatever
Well, I
reason.
guess-
We're working on it.
Yeah.
Okay, this has just me and Caleb, so who knows? Yeah.
So I use my math lab Pearson, and when I look at school availability, they no longer have Pearson as an option.
We will, not all those third-party LTIs and stuff
Well,
like
a
that.
lot of those too, you still need to go in and make the course tool, you have to go into course tools and make it available.
That's what I'm currently at right now.
Okay,
And it's not even, there's no Pearson on here. It's like McGraw and it goes to.
We'll probably just have to reconfigure those.
and some of those we can't, it's another one of those, you have to wait till we switch, because the publisher only supports one Blackboard coming in from MSU.
So basically,
But
we're
we'll look
running
into it.
a server with them. They won't let us have 2 servers with their information. Does that make sense?
So this is gonna be figured out. is what
Yes.
you're saying.
Yes, you will still have my math lab and everything. Yeah, so not all of your tools will be available right now, but expect they will be. Because, like we said, they're not working in both places at once necessarily right now. Once we stop using them for the spring, it'll be safe to turn them on in the new Blackboard. All right, well, we took up our break time mostly, but we have 10 minutes if you guys want me to take a break.